Hey, what's going on guys? It's Cole here, and welcome back to another Modern Warfare 2 loadout video. In this video, I'm going to be talking about the VEL-46 loadout that I recently covered in a YouTube short. This is a loadout that is almost entirely geared towards a run and gun playstyle, so it doesn't fit me personally very well, but for those of you who like to just zoom around the map and spray an SMG and mow people down, this loadout has the damage and the mobility to get that done. A couple of things off the bat. Please forgive the gameplay in the background because I'm not the best Call of Duty player out there, and on top of that, I have played a little over 20 hours of this game in the last day and a half trying to grind out unlocks and testing out new loadouts for you guys. So my gameplay is suffering a little bit from the grind, but we continue on. On top of that, there's a weird stutter thing that happened when I recorded these couple of gameplays. I know why it happened. It's not going to happen in the future, but for this video, it's just going to be a problem that I'll have to suffer through. So, with that being said, let me get into the loadout for those of you who haven't seen the short so that we can break it down. And for those of you that are here from the short, we can also get into more detail about things like weapon tuning and such. So, let's break it down. Alright, so here in the loadout menu, we have the VEL, and anything else, your secondary, your tactical lethal, your perk package, your field upgrades, these are all personal preference kind of things where it doesn't really matter what you run with it. So here, I'm just going to be showing what I was running with it for the gameplay. This is my personal preference and the way I've been playing the last couple days, but you can feel free to change up any of this as you please. Getting into the actual build itself, there's a lot that we're going to do here. So first is the muzzle, and here I put the SA Schalldampfer 99. This is a good suppressor. It'll give you suppression, bullet velocity, recoil smoothness, and control. I don't know what the difference between recoil smoothness and control is yet. I would assume it might be the difference between vertical and horizontal recoil, but I don't know which is which. I haven't seen any testing done on this, so for now we just kind of have to assume that they both essentially serve the same purpose of reducing our recoil. And when it comes to tuning this suppressor, keep in mind that the tuning adjustments are very minimal to the actual effectiveness of the weapon and those attributes. But here, just for those tiny touches, I've tuned it all the way towards recoil smoothness and bullet velocity. When it comes to the tuning in general, I don't see much of a reason to tune it slightly towards one or the other since the effect is so minimal in the first place. So just feel free to put it the whole way, and this is one of those things also that since it's minimal, can be completely up to your personal preference, so feel free to deviate from my loadout and what I do here as much as you want to. Moving on from our muzzle, we are going to go to our underbarrel, and here we're going to want to equip the Phase 3 grip, which is a very, very good grip for SMGs. It gives you aiming idle stability, hip fire accuracy, and recoil stabilization. The cons being you get a little less walking speed and ADS speed, but those are things that we'll make up for in other places in the build. And when it comes to the tuning for the grip, I personally have put it towards recoil stabilization and aiming idle stability, just to enhance those things that tiny bit more. Moving on to our next attachment, we are going to go to the laser section and equip the 1 milliwatt quickfire laser. This is a great quality of life type attachment as it will enhance your ADS speed with the 0 cons to it. This is not an attachment you can tune, so we're just leaving that as is. Next from here, we're going to go to the stock section, and we're going to throw on the VEL A568 collapse stock. This will give us ADS speed, sprint to fire speed, movement speed, and hip fire control. It will take a bit of a hit on your aim and your flinch resistance, but again, this is for running and gunning. This isn't for being the most accurate MP7 loadout possible. So this ends up being a really good attachment for us. Again, can't tune it, so we just leave it as is. And last but not least, we're going to go to the rear grip section and put on the Schläger Soldier Grip. Here, we're going to get a little extra sprint to fire speed and ADS speed, again for that mobility, at a small hit to your recoil control. And when it comes to tuning this grip, I personally put it towards recoil steadiness and sprint to fire speed to get a little bit of that recoil back, but also to enhance our mobility even more. I will say, however, if you want to take the ADS speed over the recoil steadiness, if you feel comfortable with how much the gun kicks, you can totally do that to get, again, just more mobility. So with this loadout, again, this is very geared towards running around the map and mowing players down as you come across them. This loadout is going to really benefit a flanking playstyle, as you will be able to run up behind someone or to the side of them, and you'll either be able to hip fire them if you're close enough, or just ADS at hopefully a close enough range to where the recoil isn't too much of a problem for you. For people like me, this loadout is not really going to be the ideal choice, as I'm someone who more likes to hang at mid-range, take fights with a low recoil weapon, and kind of have that laser beam type playstyle. This is not that. This is for people who like to run around the map. This is also very heavily geared towards people who like to play objective modes like Domination, Hardpoint, Headquarters. This loadout is actually really incredible for playing Hardpoint. I'm not great at objective modes myself, but this has made me feel like I'm such a better Hardpoint player than I actually am. So once you've tried this loadout in-game, feel free to come back and let me know what you think about it in the comments down below. If you think that you have some adjustments you could make to make this thing even faster while keeping that minimum sort of controllability that it needs, let me know in the comments down below, and I might have to do a revised version of the loadout. I really don't feel like I've gotten it quite perfect, but I wanted to get this out there as this is a really good starting point and probably only needs some minor adjustments to really get to that overpowered sort of point when it comes to people who play this with the right play style. If you enjoyed the video or if you found it helpful, feel free to go ahead and leave a like, a comment, a subscription, anything to let me know that you found this video to be beneficial. It helps me out a lot. Again, I've been putting in like over 20 hours in the last couple days, really trying to grind this stuff out and get it out to you guys, so I would really appreciate it. If there are other weapons in the game that you would like to see videos like this for, feel free to let me know the weapon and even the playstyle if you want to get that specific down below. And I'll take a look at it, I'll do all the testing in game I've got to do, and I'll get back to you with my best possible result. So with all that being said, once again, I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you all have a good rest of your day. I hope to see all of you guys back here next time. Thank you for watching the video, and goodbye.